Hello there, and welcome to the Outside Fun Podcast, where we talk film, TV, games, and all that jazz like there's no tomorrow. This week, we're talking about turning red. My name is Tom, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, John.
Hey.
Did I detect a little laugh there? Something, a little snigger about turning red.
Well, it was just the funniest bit, like once we just found out what the film was, when you showed me that image, that me just laughing so hard and just like couldn't believe what I just saw.
Let's just get straight into it. Well, what did you think of it?
It was actually a good, decent film.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like so crazy. You see that initial image of Maylin and her panda self, and you think, oh, this film is going to be crazy, and it really is. Insane.
It is indeed a crazy film. Like, you wouldn't expect it, but you thought it was going to be like a kind of like a serious film, like like a coming of age story. You know what I mean? Like what she's going through. But then it goes into like mystical stuff, and I was like, oh wow, okay, that's getting crazy. And then we learn more about Maylin's family. The father is great. He's wholesome.
Best character at the end when
best character.
full spoilers, by the way. But at the end, when he's dressed as the panda, it was like just the cutest thing ever. He's like, yeah, it me, a panda. Did you watch? I don't know, you might not have, but did you watch the post-credit scene?
No, I didn't know there was a post-credit.
It's just the dad dancing to Four Town, and it's just the stupidest, greatest thing ever.
No way. I'm gonna watch that.
It's brilliant.
Wow. Yeah, this was an unexpected good film. I mean, it was going to be crazy from the start. Like, I was thinking, oh, it's a red panda, and red pandas are it's an unexpected animal. I mean, like, you wouldn't see that. You'd be like, I don't know, like you transform into Godzilla or something that's massive. But no.
Well, I mean, we do get a little bit of Godzilla in this film.
We did.
Just a tad.
Well, it's pretty interesting that we got into the concept of like red pandas into this. I mean, it was like Kung Fu Panda over again. Like,
I'm not even sure that I knew that red pandas were a thing before this film.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I don't think I don't see why I would have. I don't think I did. No. The more you know, I guess.
The more you know.
What really caught me off guard, what I didn't expect at all, was all the moments of heightened reality. Like, we really see this. Like, it reminded me of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Like, we see this. Right? Like, we see this world through Maylin's eyes, where everything is so much more intense and dramatic than it actually is. When we're seeing like the fantasies that she has, and the shenanigans of like her in school and feeling like everyone's watching and like laughing at her. That stuff was really good, and I really liked like the comedy. Like, when she's in the class and they're like, Maylin, your mum's here, and it just cuts to like her mum with sunglasses on, like trying to like popping out from behind a tree.
That's my daughter over there.
It's like, May, it's me. Like, that was just so intense, and I thought it was so much fun.
Really intense. Oh wait, this is set in 2002.
It is. Yeah.
I wonder why. Is that like the year of Panda or something?
It could be, but I think that they definitely want to go with a lot of the music from 2002, and there's various like things that plant you in that kind of world.
But the really interesting bit was that at the beginning it was like Maylin, in her own story, like telling to the audience, like it's fourth wall breaking, doing like that. It was very different to like any of the Pixar stuff that it's all about a subjective view of the characters, like in Wall-E, what you see, no, not subjective, like objective view of the whole characters, and like how the characters go through their lives, like in not Monsters University, Monsters Inc. or Cars or anything like that. But we got into Maylin's story, and it was really interesting, how it was going into the character, and it was really cool. I really liked that at the beginning. So
we really go into, I mean, this film is basically one huge puberty metaphor, and we're in her head for the whole film, and it really is so maddening to be alongside her, you know, like when for example, in the scene where she wakes up for the first time and she's in the bathroom and she's just freaking out while her mum on the other side is also freaking out. It really does take like all of these relatable and realistic things, and they turn it up to 11.
Yeah,
as if we're inside her head. They make it so much more dramatic.
And the fact that she turns like a red panda, that is like
Yes.
a double meaning as well, you know, like how she's feeling, and it's like a massive change, like puberty as well. So
I really like that stuff, but it kind of does disappear. Like it's very heavy in the first half of the film, but I kind of wish that it had been more prevalent. Like I really enjoyed the whole like Ming, her mum, thinks that she's on her period, and like Maylin's trying to like hide the panda. And I feel like as soon as Ming finds out that Maylin is the panda, we lose a lot of that. And I would have liked to see that kind of continue throughout.
Yeah. The one funny bit when I found when she's in the bathroom, but Ming and Jin, that's the father, and Ming and Jin are like outside. And then Ming's like, "Oh my God, it's happening, Jin!"
She's got the box, and she's got all the different pads. Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
And then Jin is like eating in the background. Oh, and that food that gave me a flashback to the that short we watched before we watched Incredibles 2.
Yes, Bao. Yes. Well, it's funny that you mention that because this is the same director as Bao. So
no,
yeah,
really?
So like you can see those influences, and obviously I think like Bao was like really successful. Like it got multiple awards, so I think it was definitely off the back of that success.
Yeah,
that they were like we got to give this person their own film. But yeah, I just loved how in everything like the dad like Jin is just there the whole time, just like yep, this is things are happening. Just making his food.
And he's like really unsure what to ask, what's happening. And then he's like, is this a woman thing? And then Jing's like, no. Oh yeah, the comedy throughout is pretty good. I really like the comedy throughout. It really,
I agree.
It was really funny. And some of the bits like with Fort Town, there's 5 people in Fort Town.
Oh my God, Fort Town is literally like God tier content. Like at the end when they're in so there's a moment when they're in the concert and Fortan all come out and everyone's screaming, and then they start like flying with wings, and then when Ming in her panda form like comes in, they're all just flap like on strings, like trying to flap away, like help us. It's so stupid. And I tell you, just the whole like the finale is just plain stupid, but it's so like bonkers that like I can't hate it. Like it's so hilarious, but like it didn't forget the emotions. I feel like sometimes the comedy crosses over into the territory of too much in quick succession.
Yes.
And it doesn't let the emotional moments breathe and really hit hard. But I did feel like there was a good balance of ridiculousness and emotional moments in that final sequence, obviously in Panda World, for lack of a better term.
Yes, the Panda World. That reminds me of Kung Fu Panda 3 when he goes and finds Master Oogway like just sitting down and like, there you are, and then just has some philosophy stuff.
In terms of animated panda films, this isn't as good as Kung Fu Panda, unfortunately. Like
Kung Fu Panda.
Those films are just like amazing.
They're god tier with animation.
My favorite part of the film was the whole sequence with the party and Maylin lying to her mum about her friends. The ritual and her dad giving her that little pep talk. All of that was incredibly strong.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Like the whole thing was like, about change and trying to be yourself as well. Like, it's a massive thing and living with it, and you got to be yourself if you want to go through that. And then when Jen shows the video, like having fun and then being herself, and I think that's the whole theme, like being yourself and don't let others change you. I think. Yeah.
It's very much kind of, there's this concept of parents and their children and generations of expectation, and Ming treating Maylin in the same way as her mother did. There is definitely those kind of themes. They're not completely explored. They don't really do a lot with that. Like the mother character the grandmother, should I say, comes in, and we don't get a lot of those kind of feelings of, that's why I like in the finale when they go to the panda world, Mei Lin finds Ming crying, and Ming is like a young girl, and you see that Mei Lin and Ming have a lot in common, and they both felt like their mums were putting too much expectation on them, and they didn't really explore that, I feel, as they could have.
Yeah, and I felt like it's left out a lot, and that can really find that that connection between the two characters as much, but it was there, but it wasn't really explored. And that would be really cool if they explored that in the panda world with some of the flashbacks. They could have done how they felt with that. I think that's a really good bit, how she felt, the relationship with her mother. That was a really powerful bit that and there's a really cool transition when she grows older and then becomes the present day.
Yes, when they're walking through the trees. It definitely felt like in Black Panther when T'Challa goes to the Soul World and he has that confrontation with the all of his ancestors, and he kind of yells at them. It felt like that, but they had already gone so goofy with all the pandas that it didn't feel like they didn't really give it enough time to properly develop. And I would have liked that. I think a lot of these things don't have enough time to really hit hard.
Yeah, and it felt like very rushed at the end. It was like too much, like when Mei Lin doesn't do the ritual and she goes to the concert, and then Ming just turns into this massive red panda. And I thought this was going to be like some Neon Genesis Evangelion, just like mechas fighting over something. And then it's like a concert, and it's funny, like no one, I don't know, just it's a red panda, just massive red panda. Wait, how big are red pandas?
Oh, I assume they're about quite the size. I mean, maybe I wouldn't say they're as big as Ming in a panda form, but I would say they're about somewhere near the size of what Mei Lin is.
I am an animal expert. Ming is appropriately the size of a red panda, just a few inches shorter.
It's literally the Godzilla panda at the end, like the ground starts shaking and she's like coming through the city. It was so like just that whole, let's just talk about that whole finale. Like Four Town Song is like, it's, as we say, it's already like pretty goofy and cheesy, and then like Ming is his Godzilla sized panda, and then they all start like fighting, and then oh my god, when all the aunties like threw down their jewelry so like dramatically to become pandas, it was so like, I don't know why I loved it so much, but it was so funny. And like I do prefer like in Pixar films and just films in general when the emotions are the focus of the finale, but this kind of passed into the realm of so stupid that I loved it. They were all, everyone's in a circle singing Four Town while they were trying to like, and Ming in her panda body were being like levitated into the air, while like the guy had like a sword and he like got the energy of the red moon. It was so bonkers.
Sorry to go sidetrack. The red moon that gave me like PTSD to Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild,
right?
Because in the game there's like a red moon, and when a red moon appears, things in the game get really difficult. Like there's gonna be like monsters coming out, and they'll kill you in one hit.
It's intense. I mean, like, I don't know if you remember, but it gave me flashbacks of, I don't know, it must have been like 4 years ago. There was like a red sun in England, like for like a day. Do you remember that?
Oh god, yeah.
Because like I think it was like dust or something had blown over from like the east, and it was like making the sun look red, and everyone thought that we were dying. I remember like everyone being really freaked out at the time.
Oh god, yeah. And then 2 years ago, oh god, this was 2 years ago, there was the fire that happened near San Francisco, and the whole thing just looked like Blade Runner.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, the red sun, I didn't remember much what happened, but I only like vividly like seeing the sun red, like looking up to the sky. Okay, that's a really good horror. You can't remember the day, but you can remember
the red sun of
no
doom.
One can remember. But okay, can we cut that out, because someone might go, I'll take that idea.
No one's gonna take your idea, John.
I
think the whole like ritual aspect of it. Both scenes had a lot of weight to them. Obviously, in the finale, it was much more goofy, but especially in that first time that they do the ritual, it was very kind of like intense, and you could feel that. And like, there's a lot of you feel the pressure that Maylin has on her, especially when she comes back and she's like, "I'm keeping the panda," and everyone's like, "What?" Like, you know, it feels very. Don't keep the panda.
The weird part when I found like the whole thing with the ancestor is like she wanted to become a red panda, and I didn't know. It's just like, yes, I'll become a red panda and protect all red pandas, and
that's
I'll become
like
one.
That's such an extreme. Like, what do I do? Maybe I could like, maybe I could like wish for some weapons, or like, I don't know, wish that I wasn't in this place, or get rid of the bad people. I know. I'll turn myself into a red panda and do
and that
all
will
of my
help
family.
everyone and help the red panda family. Wait, I wonder if red pandas are actually good now, like they're not endangered or something.
Oh, I don't
I just
know.
think they're endangered. I think they're good.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I think red squirrels are endangered. I mean,
no,
there's nothing,
no,
there's nothing similar apart from the word red, but like, there we go.
No, the red squirrel. I'm sorry, but it could have focused on red squirrel.
Oh, that's the sequel, John.
That's the sequel.
That's the sequel.
Lad, we're getting the bag.
Maybe one of the friends, maybe all of the. Okay, so you know how like you've got like the green friend, the purple friend, and the yellow friend. Like they all have their own colors. Maybe they're all different animals. There's like
okay.
Okay, we got like one of them can be a snake, one of them can be a peacock, and one of them could wait. No, that's two greens. Wait, let me think about this. The peacock can be green. The a lion can be yellow, and then pink. What's a pink animal? Flamingo.
Okay.
Be a flamingo.
Okay, yeah, actually, flamingos are quite dramatic. You know what? How she was like throughout the film. You know that with the pink one, she was like Wreck-It Ralph.
She was. Oh my god, that was Abby. Yeah, I thought the friends are pretty cool, but they're very, very one-dimensional. Like,
very one-dimensional.
Apart from Miriam, who is the green one, they don't really have anything to their characters other than other than like their characters are just kind of straight loyalty towards Maylin. You know, it really works for their bonding moments. Like you really get the sense these people are friends and that they've got each other's backs. But in their fight, like it was such a powerful scene at the party where Ming is getting really angry at all of them, and they're like, no, this isn't like Maylin wants this, don't you, Maylin? And Maylin's like, she doesn't speak, and she just completely. No, she just like a Toy Story 2. I don't want to play with you anymore. Like she just like completely throws them off under the bus. And I think that then they forgive her way too fast. Like that doesn't go on long enough, that whole sequence of guilt. Like it was so powerful when she started scratching Tyler, who is the bully of the film. Like that was so powerful. And we're supposed to believe that like about a week passes in between like the party and the ritual. And it just kind of like we only got like one scene to really, sit with those emotions.
Yeah, there wasn't really enough time to, settle those emotions, like what happened after the party and the concert. And it was really weird because, when Tyler, gets attacked by Maylin and then he's at the concert, like all happy and there's like no sign of forgiveness.
No, we don't get any of that. And then at the end, they're all friends. Like he's like they have like a really tense relationship throughout the film.
Yeah,
he's a bully, and then they just completely forgive him, and that's okay. But we don't get to see the forgiveness take place. We don't get to see their relationship develop.
We don't see like a motivation behind the forgiveness or anything like that. Because that's how characters work in films. But this one was a bit jumping on the bandwagon, like, oh yeah, I forgive you. I'm sorry, I scratched you. We're friends now. Yeah, and listen to Four Town. Yeah,
woo, yeah. Well, apparently, a lot of Tyler's story was cut because Now, this is a thing we don't really have to get into, but a lot of the queer representation in the film was removed by Disney. So apparently there's going to be a subplot with Tyler, kind of exploring his own sexuality. And we get a little bit of that with Priya, who is the yellow friend. She has a moment where she dances with a girl, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of there, but we don't have to get into that. But there was going to be more with Tyler, is my point. So, like, yeah, they probably would have explored that if Disney hadn't stepped in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Disney.
Hey, thanks, Disney. You
again.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's happening at the moment. Anyway.
Yeah, that's an intense bit that's happening. But yeah, that was a bit where like there was some empty stuff between with Tyler and Malin. So that was the one bit that I couldn't really follow through.
What I did like, I loved the scene where she's kind of like sitting there doing some homework, and she starts to draw this guy who she likes. I can't remember the guy's name. And then she just kind of Devon, right? She just kind of goes like really insane and starts drawing all these things. And then like we get this like when Ming finds out, she kind of like looks at it, and it's like obviously like they don't. She's like, what is this, and she's like flipping through the notebook and like putting it in different angles, and like I was like, oh yeah, right, okay, so she's drawing some filthy material. And then when Ming goes to confront Devon about it, we see that she's drawn pictures of Devon as a mermaid, and it was so funny just seeing like completely subverting my expectations what I thought. Just this images of him like with a tail, just ridiculous. I loved it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was really weird, but funny scene, like where she can find out that she can draw. That's not really explored. That was just there, like, oh my god, Devon, I must draw for eternity, and just
they kind of dropped Devon as a character. Like there's that bit where she's running as a panda, and she just stops and she sees Devon and she just goes awooga, and she runs away. That was just so like, those moments were so funny. But you're right, they did drop them, and they didn't give them time
they did drop them.
Really develop.
It just felt like going up and down. And the score, I could think of was Four Town, just like Four Town, just vibing all the way.
That was a good song. I really don't want to listen to it because I'll just start loving it. But there was the main song that Four Town sings is a good song, I must say. But I did like the score was kind of like a mix between hip hop and kind of more traditional Chinese-esque music, the kind of thing that balances the heritage side and the 2002 music scene that they're going for. And I really like that. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah, that's a really good, interesting mix, actually. And the animation is really clear in this one. It was like, I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but it's more anime style. That's really cool. Like,
yeah, there was those elements in it. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. And that was really interesting that they added that in, with the Pixar. It is Pixar, right?
Yes.
Is, right? Yes, yeah. Good. Because there's some films that are not Pixar. Like, which one's not Pixar again?
Which films, just in general? It's quite a few.
Like,
I know what you mean. Like Wreck-It Ralph and Big Hero 6 and like Tangled and Frozen.
Really?
They
weren't Pixar?
No, those are Disney, and Pixar is like Toy Story, Monsters Inc.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that explains it. Yeah. And
Moana's Disney, but not Pixar.
Cool. Just making sure because
So last year we talked about Soul, which was Pixar. Raya and the Last Dragon was Disney, and then Luca was Pixar, and Encanto was Disney. So yeah, it's kind of back and forth. But I want to ask. Obviously, we have talked about Soul and Luca, and we will definitely talk about Lightyear when that comes out. Are you kidding me?
When's Lightyear coming out?
It's June, I think. 17th of June is when Lightyear comes out. So we'll be talking about that, baby. But yeah, so I want to say, do we think that Pixar? I don't think they're as good as they used to be. I think recently, I really enjoyed Soul, but if you think about Onward and Luca and Turning Red, I really don't think that they're as good as even stuff like Coco or Inside Out, or going back Ratatouille and Wall-E and even further back
Jinx.
Incredibles, stuff like Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory. Like, I don't think Pixar is quite as good as they used to be, and I don't anticipate their films quite as much. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe that's my age, but like, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It is have been dropping some bit of quality, you know, like some terms of like you know, visual storytelling, or you know, storytelling in general in Disney, and it doesn't have that emotional impact anymore. Like Inside Out, that was hugely emotionally impactful, and the way, you know, it was exploring, you know, things with like family and, you know, moving out as well. But this one was more, it felt like, oh, this is going to be like a bit of a diss. It felt like a DreamWorks kind of film.
Oh, harsh words. I mean, no, I understand what you mean, but that's nothing bad against DreamWorks. Obviously,
Yeah, that's
DreamWorks.
nothing bad against, but it
House
didn't
Train
really have that.
Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, bloody Shrek. Like DreamWorks can be great, but I know what you mean. It didn't feel
I
like
know,
Pixar.
like, it didn't really felt like that magic, you know, like that Disney, you know, like it was going to be like a huge story that was going to, you know, develop with these characters, but it felt like very comical, cartoonish with some of the elements, and it didn't really, you know, explore more with the relationships, and it just felt like, okay, that's crazy, but the giant panda and at the end, but
yeah, it feels like, for me, what I look for in Pixar is films like Wall-E and The Incredibles and
WALL-E.
Ratatouille and Soul, but the things that, not that I dislike them, but like Turning Red and Luca and Onward, those films are they're much less for me. They feel like they are, you know, I like the ones that will deal with like some real deep issues, and really, you know, their emotional moments will really hit hard. And they don't all have to be like that. I think there's a lot to like in the other ones, but yeah, I don't know, this might be Lightyear, this might be the film after that Pixar does, but I would really like to see, you know, something else like Soul and like Wall-E, that kind of thing. I'd like to see something like that next. That would be nice.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, you know, like you look back and it like there's so much stuff that, you know, involves with these films like this.
Just a lot. There's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like with Wall-E, from like no dialogue at all. You know, you don't need dialogue. You need like show not tell, you know, to have that.
Wall-E, in the first half especially, Wall-E is a masterclass in visual storytelling, and I feel like this isn't just Pixar now, but a lot of animations, you know, will, because it's such a child-oriented art style, films of that will just tell everything to the audience, and I feel like Wall-E was so much more sophisticated than that. But then again, if we spend the whole time comparing everything to Wall-E, we're not going to get very far, because not much is as good as Wall-E if you're talking about animated films. It's very difficult. But yeah, so Turning Red, final thoughts. What are you going to give it out of 10?
Yeah, it's a very not explainable film. Like, there's nothing really add to it. It's just like a simple story that kind of gives impact, but it doesn't really land that well. Didn't really deliver that perfectly, but you know, it was there. The message was there, like be yourself, and but it didn't really explore much. So I'm gonna say, in terms of animation, which is great, the soundtrack, Four Town, you can't go wrong with Four Town. Come on,
Four Town has never made a bad song. Four Town's discography is. Yeah, I agree. I will also go 6 out of 10. I think that there wasn't enough human moments. There were too many bloody pandas. There wasn't enough of the actual. There wasn't enough of the actual really deep moments that I feel like, as I say, Pixar really excels at. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. If you enjoyed, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. We got more videos on Disney and Pixar things, Soul, Luca, Raya and the Last Dragon. We will definitely be doing more, as I said, Lightyear, and we've got a whole playlist of animated content. So if you want to check that out, please do.
Yeah.
And did I already say subscribe?
Yes, you did.
Okay, subscribe. And you can follow us on Twitter or Instagram, Arsttime Film Pod. And that's Oh, and if you want to tell us your thoughts on Turning Red, or just give us your general thoughts or questions on anything, give us an email, arsttime@gmail.com. And yes, and we will answer it on the podcast.
Yeah, be safe. A lot is happening in Ukraine, so thoughts are with you, and I'm hoping it's scary out there. So please
Definitely.
Be safe, and give us your thoughts about Turning Red. Pandas.
A lot of pandas,
Pandas.
and maybe a Godzilla panda is the takeaway.
Godzilla
Like,
panda.
that's the one.
That's the interesting story. Like the red panda, just like
Yes.
what is it now? It is now, but yeah. So thank you for listening. Yes. Take what you giving.
Oh, give nothing back.
Goodbye.
Bye.